Alright, good morning, guys. Alright, so there's some things that I need to talk about and discuss. I just got back from ICE headquarters. We were unable to follow, unable to pursue. We were all feeling pretty sick this morning. Um, but we need to talk about some things. Some very important details. We need to have a discussion about. One second, let me just read this letter. You've been working hard, and I'll tell you what, hasn't got a fishing license. Hell yeah. Alright, ICE, they don't operate like other law enforcement. People call them law enforcement, people like to praise what they're doing, but people don't actually know what they're doing. Like all these supporters, like you claim to support ICE, you claim to support what they're doing, but you don't actually know what they do. Because they shine lights in the camera. They prevent you from recording. They use tactics with their cars to obscure what's happening and the actions they're taking. They act as if they are the law. And this is a misconception that has gone on too long. Police are not the law. Police enforce the law. Here's the thing. A judge reads the law. A police enforces the law. Police need to know that a law has actually been broken for them to make an arrest, right? And so they can really only arrest people when they have actual cause that a law has been broken, because judges in the past have read the Constitution and the laws that have been created by Congress and have decided, right, that those are how things should be. And so police then can operate knowing that because a judge ruled something, it is a law. So police are not the law. ICE is not the law. They are trying to push that because this is a government takeover. The Constitution was created because the founding fathers of America were afraid of a tyrannical leader like King George taking control of the state and of the people's rights and freedoms and privileges and making it hard for them to live and do things and to be their own individuals. And that's what's happening. Is right now secret police are being created in America. Yes, they are focusing on people who are here legally and illegally. And I need to stress the legally part. There are a lot of people that ICE is taking that are here under legal methods. However, Trump, using an executive order, said that it was illegal, and before Congress could weigh in or do anything to say anything, or if Congress actually cares that, they're no longer anything. Like, Congress isn't anything right now. They just serve the president. And that's the thing. Is ICE is there to enforce the wills of the oligarchs, right? Because if you look at the world, there's two sets of laws. There's laws for people that make a lot of money, and there's laws for people that make an average amount of money, and then there's laws that be for people that make barely any money. Our law system is based on the amount of money you make. And so that's the thing, is you have people like John Casablancas, Jeffrey Epstein, Trump. All these rich people were being investigated by the FBI. The FBI was becoming too nonpartisan. Like, the FBI was becoming too apolitical for these billionaires to remain, evil people. And so they needed to get rid of it. And that's why they put in a conservative thing like ICE, right? They created ICE And now ICE is going to be fulfilling the role of the FBI, which Trump has defunded. And if you look at the numbers, it seems like Republicans are the ones who are supporting Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein files and keeping it hidden, right? It's the Republicans that are supporting what Trump has been doing with those children and Jeffrey Epstein did with those children. So that's the thing, is that's why ICE was created. Yes, they have been focusing on the border. However, that won't be that way for long. They are deporting a lot of people and they're still amping up their quotas. What happens when you run out of people to deport? You need to make more. And so Trump is trying to restrict citizenship to people that have already gained citizenship, like the Somali community in Minneapolis, right? They're trying to take away citizenship from people that are here legally so that they can be deported. It's about racism. And anyone who says that it's not is lying. It's a straight up lie. ICE right now may be focusing on immigrants, but they pull over a lot of American citizens. They harass a lot of American citizens in their process to maybe find one person who's here illegally, right? Because that's the thing, when you go scorched earth, you may find one or two bad apples, but you've also harassed so many people who are good and doing their things, and that's what's happening. Is Trump and Stephen Miller are doing all these evil things and they're forcing their ICE agents and pushing their ICE agents. Actually, they're not forcing. These ICE agents do it willingly. They love the organization they're in. Yes, they may get every now and then a gang member. Every now and then they may get like a bad apple. But there's a lot of innocent people that are being harassed. There's a lot of innocent people that are being watched. Why does ICE need to surveil American citizens' social media? I'm here legally. I was born here. Why is Trump trying to reverse birthright citizenship? Because he wants to choose who is American. That is what conservatives are currently trying to do. They're trying to tell you who is American and who is not. And that's not what America stands for. And Republicans, they accept it because they've been programmed to do what they're told, to believe what they're told. And that's what's so scary out here in Utah is that a lot of people out here in Utah don't care that their lawmakers make laws for them. In fact, they want their lawmakers to tell them what the laws should be. They want their lawmakers to be out of control. And that is what's scary about being in Utah is because until Utahns themselves come out and say this is unacceptable. We're tired of voting for people that screw us over. We're not going to get the change we need. And we need Utah to mobilize peacefully, to organize peacefully, because there's a lot of bad things coming for Utah. Illness. Illness is one of them. The flu vaccine. We can't even trust it this year. I have been sick more this winter than I have previous winters. And these sicknesses, they mess up my lungs. They make it hard to breathe. They fill me with mucus for weeks after it's over. You know, measles has returned to Utah. Like, I'm trying not to fearmonger. And bravery. Bravery and courage is the ability to act in the face of fear. And that is what we need. There's a lot of things to be afraid of right now in Utah. And we need to be brave. We need to act. We need to stand strong. And we need to come together. ICE needs to be abolished. FBI and law enforcement can do the job that ICE does. In fact, they were doing those things. FBI and law enforcement were doing those things, and they didn't need to wear masks. They didn't need to go against people's rights. So why did Trump fire so many people from the FBI? Why is ICE poaching from law enforcement? It's not about crime, it's about politics. They're not an apolitical organization, they are a conservative organization. And law enforcement was never supposed to be political. Law enforcement is supposed to be apolitical and serve everyone equally. However, ICE is a conservative organization meant to benefit conservatives more. And it may not affect you right now. I just want you to ask yourself one thing. If ICE is not doing anything wrong, why do they need to restrict people from recording? Why do they need to shine lights in people's camera? Why do they need to wear masks to hide their identity from accountability? The FBI did all of those things. The FBI made America safe. The FBI did a lot of things before Kash Patel came into power and destroyed it, before Trump destroyed it. And let's not get this twisted. It was destroyed because it investigated Trump. I'm not saying the FBI is all sunshines and daisies. ICE is trying to replace the FBI, and that is a huge warning sign. Because ICE is immigration, customs, and border enforcement. So why do they need a national surveillance network of American citizens and their social media? I was born in this country. Why is ICE watching my social media? Why is ICE harassing American citizens that are leaving Mavericks? Why are they wearing a mask? The FBI doesn't need to wear a mask. Law enforcement doesn't need to wear a mask. It's not because they care about you. And if you think they care about your safety, you are dead wrong. ICE does not care about the American citizen. They may get some bad apples and they may use those as PR. It is about the money. It's always been about the money. And it's sad that people are not recognizing that. I mean, there's so many bad things that are going to happen to all of us. And we can stop it. Like, we could have such a better life. We could have pay. We could, with the amount of money that America makes, every American citizen should be a millionaire at least. We could all be millionaires. And we could work and do things we love. MAGA likes to moralize work and say that Democrats just don't want to work because they're lazy. If people are fed and people are taken care of and people are housed, they choose to work. They choose to do things. People naturally crave work. But what conservatives are trying to do is they're trying to make it seem like we're lazy, we're spoiled. And that's not the case. We've worked, we've sacrificed, we've put forth for this country, and we've been treated like slaves, second class citizens. I mean, what happened to the trans people just this year? I was never a political person. I stayed away from politics. I was the type of person that said, no matter what happens, I'll defend my country. I don't care who wins. I'll do whatever I can to protect my neighbors, my fellow countrymen, because I'm a patriot. I love this country. I love the Constitution and everything it stands for. I love the belief that the people can make change, that the people can do something. And right now, people are trying to take that away from us. And if we wait too long, we won't have the strength that we have now. We won't have the same powers that we have. Like, we have powers that we will lose if we do nothing. And so, this is me pleading to you, my fellow Utahns, please get out and join me. We want to change a lot. Right now, we're focused on ICE because it affects everyday people and it's expanding, and soon it will cause a lot of problems. You know, ICE may be expanding to where they may be the people that put homeless people in the homeless camp that's being built. Republicans say one thing, but they do another. I am out here trying to give you honest details, honest facts. Yes, I get angry. Yes, I can get a little political when I scream. And I've asked them questions. I've tried to engage with them. Yet they wear masks. They do a lot of things. And they say it's for their safety. Trump stopped crime. Trump Trump stopped crime. He said it himself. So why would you need to hide your face to protect yourself from the gangs? I don't get it. You say you need to hide yourself to protect yourself from any, gang activity or anyone, who might try to come and hurt you or harass you. But you stopped all that. Trump stopped crime. He sent the National Guard and he stopped crime. And so that is why I'm asking, why are you still wearing a mask? Everything you say is a contradiction. You come out and you engage with us and you talk to us and you try to trick us into not coming out, but everything you say contradicts itself. Thank you. This has been a stream. This is El Nawal, and please put a subscribe. Help us get to 50 subscribers so that we can get live streams going on YouTube. It would make it a lot easier to save footage, snip footage, and all of that. We would like to be a voice and a movement for you, the people of Utah, and we're working really hard to make that happen. Um, I don't know. After today, they may try to come after me though, so we'll see. All right, love you guys. Thank you for all your support. And I know you guys like to give the thank yous. I do this because I love helping people. So I appreciate the thank yous, and I just want to let you know that even if you don't give them, I do this because I love it, and I'm glad that I could be a part of this, and I'm glad that I could help people who need it. Please don't be scared. Please be brave. Um, love you all. Bye.